Alright YouTube, what is up? It's Ronnie Pugs here, and I'm back again with another video for you guys, and today I wanted to talk about the Spider-Man spin-offs we deserve. Not this BS Black Cat and Silver Sable movie, not the Craven movie, and not a Venom movie separated from the MCU. Today I wanted to share with you a few spin-off possibilities that we could see that the fans, including myself, would want. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so to start things off, let's look at a spin-off that's already in the works, and that is the Venom movie. Now, I'm cool with the Venom movie. Venom's my favorite Spider-Man villain, but what bothers me about this is that we don't know if it's in the MCU or not. It most likely isn't, and we're getting a Venom movie without Spider-Man having the black suit first. So my proposal to fix this is to simply make the Venom movie in the MCU. I guarantee if this movie's in the MCU, everyone will be 100% on board with it. So how would I do this movie is that Peter gets the symbiote in Avengers 3 or 4, he wears it throughout half of the Homecoming sequel before getting rid of it. Venom is the main villain for the final act of the Homecoming sequel, and Peter ends up defeating him. But we get a post-credit scene of Eddie Brock meeting his cellmate Cletus Cassidy. Then we move on to the Venom movie that is rated R, and we get to learn about Eddie Brock more and his backstory until he eventually takes on Carnage in the movie. I would include Tom Holland's Spider-Man in this film. This would be one of the best ways to handle Venom, and I would love to share my full idea for a Venom movie in another video. So after the Venom movie, another spin-off I would love to see would be a Spider-Man 2099 movie. And I picked 2099 because he's one of the most popular Spider-Man, and you would beat DC in being the first to do a futuristic superhero movie. Now you could either have this in the MCU or not, it really doesn't matter because it's in the future. However, if it is in the MCU, I would do this in like phase 5 or 6. I'm not sure who the villain would be. I'm leaning towards Doc Ock because of Shattered Dimensions, and we've never seen a female Spider-Man villain on screen before. Or if you want to possibly tie this into the Venom movie, you could use Venom 2099 or Anti-Venom. I don't have a general idea of the story because I don't know that much about Spider-Man 2099 outside of the video games, but thanks to the leaked Sony emails, we know for a fact that Sony was discussing this, and the story involved Miguel O'Hara going back in the time to our present day, and I think that would be really cool as long as the majority of the movie would be in the year 2099. Alright, so far we've covered a Venom movie in the MCU, a 2099 movie possibly in the MCU, but now we're moving on to a separate universe with my next proposal, and that would be the SpiderMan Noir movie. This movie would be amazing. I've loved SpiderMan Noir ever since I played Shattered Dimensions, and Beanox even got my favorite Spider-Man voice actor to voice him. I love his costume and I love how different his world is compared to the 616 Peter Parker, and now like I said before, this would not be in the MCU. I'd actually try to form a Noir universe with Marvel if I was Sony, maybe even make the Noir universe a Netflix series. Now you can either make this movie rated R or not. I personally would, and I'll explain that soon. So this movie will be an origin story because it's completely different from the origin of the 616 Peter, and the villain for this movie would tie in the Peter's origin, and that would be the Vulture. In the Shattered Dimensions game, Vulture is the one who kills Uncle Ben, and my reason for making this movie rated R is because Vulture is terrifying in that game. Imagine seeing that on the big screen. And another reason why I picked Vulture is for Peter to learn a lesson by the end of the film. Peter would only want to go after Vulture because he killed his Uncle Ben and he'd want revenge, but realized at the end of the film maybe he should use these powers for a greater good. Then you could spawn a Spider-Man Noir trilogy. I would honestly love to see a Spider-Man Noir movie, and if you maybe choose between this or a Venom movie in the MCU, I would pick this just because it's such an interesting version of Spider-Man, and I'm sure the audience would love it. So moving on from a Spider-Man Noir movie, let's look at the brighter sides of things, and my next proposal is a SpiderGwen movie. Now this will be short because I don't know a lot about the character of SpiderGwen other than the fact that she's one of the most popular Spider-Man characters right now. So this movie would be in its own universe. I don't know who the villain would be. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. And you could even possibly include Miles in this movie since they do have a thing in the comics. But honestly, I don't know what I'd do for this movie. I don't know that much about SpiderGwen other than the fact that everybody seems to love her for some reason. Let me know what you guys would do in the comments below. Alright, so we've covered a Venom movie in the MCU, a Spider-Man 2099 movie, and a Spider-Man Noir movie, and a SpiderGwen movie. Now for my next and final proposal is a way to tie all these movies together, and that would be for a SpiderVerse movie. Now I have two hypothetical situations for this SpiderVerse movie. Let's look at the first one. So this SpiderVerse movie would be a build-up between the movies I previously listed. You would basically get a phase of spin-offs that leads up to this movie, so I connect the MCU Spider-Man, 2099, Noir, and Spider-Gwen, and you could possibly throw Venom in there if you wanted to. You could have this movie with a storyline similar to Shattered Dimensions with all these Spider-Man characters coming together, and you could tie Doctor Strange into this if you wanted to explain how all these Spider characters came together, and this would be a great way to pay off from years of spin-offs. Now for the second part of this proposal, we have to get rid of the idea that these spin-offs are connected and building up to a bigger movie. So the SpiderVerse movie I previously listed is no longer in existence. This idea for a SpiderVerse movie only includes Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. This is my ideal SpiderVerse movie, and I'm sure others feel the same. This will make a ton of money, and you can even make this the conclusion to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, which leads me to another point that I would love for Sam Raimi to come back and direct this movie. He wanted to make a great Spider-Man 4, but sadly we never got to see that, but Sony even discussed bringing him back in leaked emails, and although I do love Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think Jon Watts did a great job, I just don't get the same feeling I had watching the original Spider-Man films, and that goes for the Amazing Spider-Man movies too. And I won't get into the story because I'm saving that for another video, possibly my 100 subscriber special. So there you have it, a list of Spider-Man spin-offs that are 100 times better than a Silver and Black movie or a Venom movie not in the MCU. Let me know what you guys think. What Spider-Man spin-offs do you want to see? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.